If you are watching this right now, stop scrolling. Because this might be the moment that changes everything for you. You've been waiting for a sign. A breakthrough. A shift in your life. And deep down, you know something big is coming, especially in your money, your success, your future. What if I told you that what's been delayed is about to turn in your favor? What if the struggle was never punishment, but preparation? Don't click away. Not yet. Because the next few minutes could unlock the opportunity, protection, and abundance you've been secretly praying for. You didn't find this message by accident. There is a reason you felt pulled to click on this video. Lately, things haven't been easy for you. You've been working hard, staying patient, trying to stay positive, but results haven't matched your effort. Money feels delayed. Opportunities feel just out of reach. And sometimes you wonder, when is it finally my turn? But here's what you don't see. Behind the scenes, something has been shifting in your favor. The closed doors, the unexpected delays, the people who walked away, they were not losses. They were redirections. Protection. Preparation. You've been closer to a breakthrough than you realize. In this message, you're going to understand what's really happening in your life right now, and why the struggle may actually be positioning you for something bigger than you imagined. Think about the time something didn't work out. The job you wanted. The deal you were sure would happen. The opportunity that felt perfect and then suddenly disappeared. At the time, it felt personal. It felt like life was blocking you. Like you were being overlooked. Like everyone else was moving forward while you were standing still. But what if that delay wasn't denial? What if it was protection? Sometimes the opportunity you cried over would have drained you. Stressed you. Pulled you into the wrong environment. Surrounded you with the wrong people. You only see what you lost. You don't see what you avoided. There are moments in life when something higher steps in quietly and says, not this. Not now. And you mistake it for failure. But protection doesn't always look like a blessing in the beginning. Sometimes it looks like disappointment. And the strongest protection often comes disguised as delay. Not everyone who lives your life is a loss. Some are removals. You trusted them. You believed in them. You saw a future with them, whether in business, friendship, or love. And then something shifted. They changed. They distanced themselves. Or things ended suddenly. It hurt. But look closer. Were they really aligned with where you are going? Or were they comfortable with the old version of you? Growth makes certain people uncomfortable. Elevation exposes hidden jealousy. Success reveals who truly supports you. Sometimes the wrong people leave before the right opportunities arrive. Because you can't carry everyone into your next level. And what feels like abandonment can actually be preparation. Space had to be created. There are dangers you will never know about. Bad investments you almost made. Decisions you almost took. Conversations you almost had. But something stopped you. A delay. A distraction. A random interruption. A gut feeling. And you listened. That instinct was not random. Many times in life, protection shows up as intuition. You felt uneasy for no clear reason. You hesitated without logical explanation. You walked away even when it looked good on paper. And later, you found out the truth. You discovered what could have gone wrong. That was not luck. That was alignment working in your favor. You were being shielded even when you didn't realize it. Be honest. You faced moments that could have destroyed you. Financial pressure. Emotional betrayal. Stress that kept you awake at night. Situations where you felt completely alone. And yet, you're still here. Still thinking. Still planning. Still hoping. That strength didn't come from nowhere. There were nights when you thought you wouldn't recover. Days when your confidence felt shattered. But something kept pushing you forward. Something inside you refused to quit. Most people don't survive what you survived without becoming bitter. But you didn't. You became wiser. Stronger. More aware. That is not weakness. That is protection shaping you. Step back for a moment. Look at your life as a whole. Every time you thought it was over, something unexpected happened. Every time you felt stuck, a new path appeared. Every time you thought you missed your chance, the better one showed up later. There is a pattern. And patterns are not accidents. You are being redirected, not rejected. Positioned, not punished. What feels slow is actually strategic. What feels uncertain is actually alignment. And the reason things haven't fully broken through yet is because timing matters. And when it happens, it won't be small. Lately, the pressure has been different. It's not just stress. It's not just frustration. It feels like you're being stretched. Financially stretched. Emotionally stretched. Mentally stretched. And sometimes you ask yourself, why does it have to be this hard? But pressure creates capacity. You can't step into a bigger life with a smaller mindset. You can't handle larger opportunities without stronger discipline. What feels heavy right now is building strength you will need very soon. Think about it. The version of you from 5 years ago couldn't handle the responsibilities you carry today. You've grown. Silently. And the challenges you are facing now are shaping the version of you that can manage abundance without losing control. Preparation is uncomfortable. But it's necessary. Have you noticed how your circle has become smaller? Fewer calls. Fewer invitations. Less noise. At first, it felt lonely. But isolation is often elevation in disguise. When you are being prepared for something greater, distractions are removed. Drama decreases. Energy drains disappear. Unnecessary opinions fade away. You are being focused. There are seasons in life where growth requires solitude. Not forever. Just long enough to build clarity. This quiet phase is not emptiness. It's construction. Behind the scenes, your mindset is sharpening. Your standards are rising. Your tolerance for nonsense is lowering. That's not loss. That's evolution. Pay attention to this. Have you noticed that right before something good happens, everything feels harder? Unexpected bills. Arguments. Self-doubt. Distractions. It feels like resistance. And that's exactly what it is. Resistance shows up when you're near a shift. When nothing is changing, there's no pressure. But when momentum is building, opposition increases. The frustration you feel is often a sign that you're closer than you think. If you were meant to stay small, there would be no resistance. If you were meant to fail, there would be no pressure. The intensity around you is not random. It's a signal. You are approaching something significant. Now pause. Look at everything we just covered. The delays. The removals. The protection. The pressure. The isolation. The resistance. Does it still look random? Or does it look intentional? You didn't break. You didn't quit. Even when you wanted to. Even when no one saw your effort. There is strength in you that didn't exist before. There is awareness in you that didn't exist before. There is discipline in you that didn't exist before. You have been refined. And when something is refined, it becomes more valuable. The version of you that is emerging right now is not the same person who started this journey. You are sharper. more cautious, more focused. And that combination is powerful. Very powerful. Something is aligning. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. And you are definitely not unlucky. You have been protected in ways you may never fully understand. The closed doors saved you. The people who left freed you. The pressure strengthened you. The isolation focused you. The resistance sharpened you. And now you are stepping into a season where things begin to make sense. Where effort starts returning results. Where clarity replaces confusion. Where opportunities recognize you. This isn't hype. It's progression. And you're ready for it. If this message resonated with you, don't ignore that feeling. Comment below. I am ready. Type it with confidence. And if you feel like this message found you at the right time, subscribe, because the next shift in your life won't come quietly. Stay aligned. Stay focused. And don't underestimate how close you really are. Let's talk about money. Because that's where your frustration has been strongest. You've been trying, planning, saving, working, sacrificing. And yet it feels like the breakthrough hasn't fully arrived. But here's something most people never realize. Quick money without preparation destroys more people than slow growth ever will. If certain opportunities had come earlier, you might have mishandled them. Trusted the wrong partner. Made emotional decisions. Spent without structure. Sometimes wealth is delayed because discipline is still developing. Not as punishment. As protection. When abundance finally arrives, it must stay. And staying requires maturity. The financial shift you want is not being blocked. It's being timed. And when timing and readiness meet, a momentum explodes. You've probably thought, why am I being tested like this? But what if you're not being tested? What if you're being positioned? Positioning requires movement. Movement requires change. And change feels uncomfortable. When you move into a higher level of life, your habits shift. Your standards rise. Your mindset expands. That expansion can feel like chaos at first. Old comfort zones break apart. Old identities fall away. Old fears surface. But that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're upgrading. The version of you that's emerging cannot think small anymore. Cannot settle anymore. Cannot accept less anymore. And that shift changes everything. I'll ask yourself something honestly. Would you trade the wisdom you've gained just to remove the struggle? Would you trade your strength just to avoid the pressure? Would you trade your awareness just to skip the delay? Probably not. Because deep down, you know you're different now. More aware of red flags. More disciplined with your time. More selective with your energy. More focused on long-term growth. That transformation is priceless. And people who go through this kind of refinement don't stay average. They elevate. Quietly at first. Then visibly. And once the shift happens, it's undeniable. This is not the season where you give up. This is the season where everything you've endured starts making sense. You were never meant to break. You were meant to build. And you're closer to the breakthrough than your frustration is telling you. The shift won't be small. It won't be temporary. And it won't be random. It will be earned. If you feel this message in your spirit, don't scroll away silently. Comment. I am stepping into alignment. Say it like you mean it. And if you're serious about growth, protection, and breakthrough energy, subscribe. Because the next level of your life doesn't belong to the distracted version of you. It belongs to the focused one. And that's who you're becoming.